Basking in the sun's embrace, we individually explored the Western Wall, adhering to the Jewish tradition of gender separation during prayers and religious ceremonies. By immersing ourselves, we gain deeper insight into this revered site, which remains a constant spiritual anchor, not only for the Jewish people, but also for people of various faiths. We are on the third leg of our trip today, visiting another significant historical site, located within the city walls of Jerusalem. Joining a stream of visitors, we slowly made our way toward the revered site, feeling a blend of eager anticipation and profound reverence. The air was filled with a chorus of languages, with a myriad of tongues blending into a harmonious symphony. As we got closer, it became clear that we were about to experience firsthand another of the many places we had only seen in readings and media. What was once abstract was now unfolding before us, turning imagination into vivid reality. In Hebrew, it's called Kotel Hamaravi, meaning the Western Wall. It is often shortened to the Kotel or Kotel. In Western contexts, it is known as the Wailing Wall, and in Islam, it is called the Buraq Wall. This highlights the cultural and linguistic diversity in the naming of this significant landmark. After the brief but thorough security check, the wall came into view, a towering testament to faith and endurance. To outline the evolution of the names and terms used for this important site, the term Western Wall appears in early Jewish texts, but it's unclear whether they referred to the outer retaining wall we call the Western Wall today, or the Western Wall of the original temple built by King Solomon. The phrase HaKotel Hamaravi, meaning the Western Wall, was first used for the current wall by the 11th century liturgical poet Ahimaaz ben Poltiel. The Wailing Wall is a name that emerged from the Jewish practice of lamenting the destruction of the Second Temple, a central Jewish religious structure in Jerusalem, built around 516 BC and expanded by King Herod, which was destroyed by the Romans in 70 CE, and praying for its rebuilding. The term Wailing Wall or Wailing Place, which appeared frequently in 19th century English literature, reflects the deep sorrow over the loss of the temple and the national freedom it symbolized. For Muslims, the Western Wall is known as the Buraq Wall because it is believed that the Prophet Muhammad tied his steed, Buraq, there during the night of Ascension. In Islamic tradition, Buraq is a mythical creature that carried the Prophet from Mecca to Jerusalem, and then to the heavens. The name Buraq, meaning lightning in Arabic, refers to this celestial being. In conclusion, the various names for the Western Wall, HaKotel Hamaravi, Wailing Wall, and Buraq Wall reflect its deep significance across different cultures and religions. These names capture the wall's profound historical and spiritual impact, symbolizing both mourning and divine connection. I left my hat in the security area, which caused a slight delay for me. Nonetheless, we finally emerged into the open space of the Western Wall Plaza, a 10,000 square meter area adjacent to the Western Wall. The plaza's expansive area was once part of the Maghrabi Quarter, also known as the Maghribi Quarter, was a neighborhood in the southeast corner of Jerusalem's Old City, established in the late 12th century, and an extension of the Muslim Quarter to the north, with significant religious and cultural importance in the region. Under Christian Roman rule, Jews were mostly prohibited from entering Jerusalem, except on Tisha B'Av, when they could mourn the destruction of the temples. For centuries, Jews were largely barred from praying at the Western Wall, and instead prayed in synagogues within the Jewish quarter, or on the Mount of Olives, until Suleiman the Magnificent's intervention. The area in front of the wall had not been cleared earlier, due to rubble and buildings from the surrounding Maghrabi Quarter, established by earlier Islamic rulers. Under Suleiman in the 16th century, the space was cleared to create a narrow alley, allowing Jews to access and pray at the wall, officially making it a site of Jewish worship. The Maghrabi Quarter was redeveloped to expand the area around the Western Wall to accommodate large numbers of visitors and worshippers, significantly transforming the landscape. and enhancing accessibility as it exists now. The Western Wall Plaza has since become a popular place to hold bar mitzvah ceremonies. A bar mitzvah, meaning son of the commandment in Hebrew, is a significant Jewish coming-of-age ritual for 13-year-old boys. During this ceremony, the boy is honored by being called to the Torah, the central Jewish text containing the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, marking his transition into adulthood within the Jewish community. The Western Wall stood in majestic silence, a towering testament to faith and endurance. The ancient stones, weathered by time, yet standing firm, now lay before us. Its massive stones, worn smooth by countless hands, stood as silent witnesses, etched with the whispers of prayers, tears, and the hopes of generations. The atmosphere was a blend of solemnity and awe, as people from all walks of life gathered, united in their quest for connection, reflection, and solace. It was a place where history and spirituality intertwined, where the ancient met the present in a timeless embrace. Sunlight bathed the scene, casting a warm glow on the wall, while the sound of murmured prayers, some fervent, some whispered, created a soothing symphony that filled the air. Appearing to the left of the prayer section of the Western Wall, from the visitor's perspective, is Wilson's Arch. The arch starts at the Western Wall and can still be seen under the newer buildings that were built around it. Historically, the arch supported a large bridge that connected the Herodian Temple Mount with the upper city on the western hill, bringing water from Solomon's pools near Bethlehem to the Temple Mount. Today, Wilson's Arch partially covers a hall that functions as a synagogue. This means that the arch not only remains an important historical feature, but also plays a role in contemporary religious life. The hall beneath the arch is used for Jewish worship and community gatherings, such as prayer services, bar and bat mitzvah celebrations, and holiday observances. This usage makes the arch a bridge between past and present, preserving its historical significance while serving the needs of the local Jewish community. A square shaft cut under the arch reveals the original foundations of the wall, showing 14 layers of meticulously dressed stone beneath the current ground level. These foundational stones, which date back to the time of the Herodian temple, lie approximately 8 meters below the current ground level. This excavation not only provides insight into the monumental scale of the original construction, but also highlights the engineering prowess involved in creating such a significant architectural feature. The exact dimensions of the Second Temple period bridge that stood over the arch are not known. Only men were inside Wilson's Arch, likely because it is located in the men's section of the Western Wall. According to traditional Jewish practices and the regulations of the Western Wall, men and women have separate prayer areas. This division is based on Orthodox Jewish tradition, which emphasizes modesty and maintains separate prayer spaces for men and women. On this note, while hubby headed to the men's section, I went to the designated women's prayer area on the right side, close to the Maghrabi Bridge. Built in the 1920s, the Maghrabi Bridge, the last remnant of the Maghrabi corridor, connects the Western Wall Plaza with the Temple Mount, home to the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. It has been rebuilt several times due to its historical importance and the evolving political situation. Around the plaza, there are washing stations, fountains, where visitors perform ritual hand washing, a key Jewish practice. Before praying, people pour water over each hand, typically 3 times, starting with the right, symbolizing purification and spiritual readiness. This cleansing ritual serves as a moment of reflection before prayer. I found myself among a gathering of women, a diverse group of visitors and worshipers. Near the entrance to the women's section, some were writing prayers on small pieces of paper, which they would likely fold and place between the cracks in the wall, as per custom. In addition to the chairs, there are tables with prayer books available for use. Women in the Western Wall's prayer section engage in various acts of devotion. Some pray quietly, focusing deeply on their personal prayers, while others place written notes between the ancient stones, leaving prayer requests in the wall's crevices. I place my hand against the wall, feeling the weight of centuries of devotion, in an atmosphere of quiet contemplation, murmured prayers, and occasional songs of devotion. Sunlight bathed the walls, casting a warm glow on the ancient stones, and illuminating the myriad of small notes tucked into its crevices, each a personal plea or heartfelt wish. In this serene setting, the connection to the past and present felt profoundly tangible. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, as if the usual passage of seconds and minutes was suspended, allowing each person to deeply feel and recognize a profound connection to something far greater than themselves. While editing the clips, I noticed a girl walking backward, which likely reflects the belief that turning your back on the wall is disrespectful. A low divider, called a mechitza, provides privacy and upholds the tradition of separating genders during prayer services and religious events. The use of the mechitza became more formalized during the Ottoman period, with significant changes in the 19th and 20th centuries. Jewish prayer books, Siddurim, Torah study materials, Psalms, Tehillim, and various religious texts are available. Placing handwritten notes with personal prayers or requests in the cracks of the Western Wall is a Jewish tradition for seeking divine blessings. The notes, referred to as pitlik, are collected by rabbis or authorized personnel and are respectfully disposed of, often by burying them in a Jewish cemetery to make room for more. After visiting our respective sections of the Western Wall, we reunited at the agreed-upon meeting point. As a sign of respect, it is required for men to cover their heads. Puppy wore a disposable paper covering provided at the site, since he didn't have a kippah. The word kippah means dome in Hebrew, reflecting its curved shape, but in some streams of Judaism, both men and women wear kippah, the plural of kippah. Some men may also choose to wear a hat or another type of head covering. It is important to note that photography is generally not allowed at the Western Wall during Shabbat and Jewish holidays. To preserve its sanctity, visitors should respect these rules. The wall consists of 45 stone courses, 28 of them above ground and 17 underground. Having journeyed through the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, sacred to Christians, and the Western Wall, revered by Jews, we now stand before the Dome of the Rock. Coming up, a visit to the Temple Mount, unveiling Jerusalem's profound mosaic of faith, where each sacred space echoes a chapter of its rich, shared heritage.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit bell button with Paul Tonet for more videos.